Welcome to Griddle Cooking Live with Chef Sherry Ronning. How are you guys today? I'm doing good. I am in a pancake mode. Today we are going to be making pancakes. I am going to show you different ways to do how to make pancakes on the griddle. And I've got a lot going on in the kitchen. I've got a lot to show you guys and to get going through this. And so let's get started. I am using, it's cold still here in Michigan. We're still at like 30 degrees outside. It's windy and not too windy right now. It looks like the wind chimes aren't doing too bad out there. But so we're going to get started. I'm going to set my griddle at I'm going to do like 325. So you could probably do 325, 350. You don't want to do too high because you want to make sure that your pancakes are done in the middle. They're golden brown on both sides. And got to remember to push that. That's one thing I always forget is pushing that button. So I'm using the Blackstone 17-inch electric griddle. And you can also do this recipe on your outside griddles, the gas griddles. I have the 36-inch Blackstone and also the 22-inch Blackstone that I use. But right now it's just too cold. I want to stay in where it's nice and warm. And that's one thing I love about my electric griddle is being able to cook inside when it's too cold or too windy or too rainy to go outside. I can always use it inside. So what I'm going to do today, what the plans are for today. I normally, when I make pancakes, I use the mixes. I grew up, this is what I grew up on. My mom used the Bisquick and made pancakes for us with the Bisquick, which I loved. I've made it for my kids for years. But then my kids, they got older and then they wanted to expand and branch out. So this is like all the different kinds. My kids buy different kinds when they go to the store because they want to try stuff. But this is my new favorite one. I tried this not too long ago. For my daughter was requesting when she was home from college. She asked me to make her some pancakes. And so I did some of these, and I actually really like these. And then, we have all kinds. Almond flour. This is some my daughter buys. She buys all kinds. Gluten-free. She was in a gluten-free phase for a while, so she bought the gluten-free. Same thing, except this is gluten-free and this isn't. So they're both buttermilk. And then another kind that she likes is the blueberry kind. So all of them are pretty good. Each to their own. So one thing is that I wanted to do today, this has been on my to-do list. I've been wanting to try this for a while. I have never made like homemade pancakes. Where in the heck is my cursor at? Oh, it would help if I touch it. I don't make homemade pancakes. I've always just used the mix. It's nice and convenient for me. You just add the egg, add some milk in it. This one is just the mix and water, which is really nice. So you don't need anything extra to it. And, for me, it's just convenience. I'm quick. I need something in a hurry. I don't want to spend a lot of time, but I decided I wanted to try a homemade pancake recipe for you guys. I want to compare the difference. Let's see what the difference, see if there is any difference between it. So I just went to Google. I typed in homemade pancake recipe, and this is what came up. And it is all recipes is what it's from. So it says a good old-fashioned pancake recipe. We have flour, we have milk, we have sugar, we have baking powder. It says salt, but I'm gonna use sparingly on the salt. We have melted butter and egg. So that's all this recipe calls for. And, that's what I'm going to use. So one thing with pancakes, we like to eat pancakes a lot at dinner time. This is like especially during Lent. If we're not sure what to make for a meatless meal, we'll make pancakes. But sometimes even just like we don't know what to make. You know, we don't want to spend a whole bunch of time in the kitchen. You know, we're not doing a lot. So this is a very quick meal that you can make, and you can make it for a crowd too. So I got to check my stuff over here. I'm going to tell you what I'm making over here in just a little bit. I've been cooking up a storm. So I wish you guys could smell, because it just smells really delicious in here. So different pancakes. You can go to my cookbook. I have my cookbook, Recipes for the Blackstone Griddle. You can go to my website, FromMichiganToTheTable.com. You can purchase this cookbook on there. You can also go to mygriddlesecrets.com, which is my website, and that has all kinds of griddle related stuff there that you can look at. You can poke around and see if something might interest you. But we're going to do the homemade pancake. I'm going to start off with that one first. So different pancake recipes that I make that I like to do: the cinnamon roll pancakes, which is this one right here. Really, really good. But this usually I will make for holiday morning breakfast or brunch, because it is a little bit more in depth to do, but it's really, really good. But it's really, really rich also. It's really, really good. So it's probably one of my favorite pancakes. You want to do something fun with the kids, pop rock pancakes are really good. I just did a video with my nephew, Parker, that you can find on my YouTube page. We had so much fun with it, and it just tells you what we used and how we did it. Another good one, like if you want to make, Easter's coming up in a few days, you want to make Easter pancakes, just take and use a little bit of the confetti. You can do like confetti like this, maybe an Easter color. And, you know, Christmas, if you're doing at Christmas time, you can use the red and green. You can use 4th of July if you're doing 4th of July colors. You know, it's kind of up to you how you mix and match it and stuff, you know, just to give it just a little bit extra. And that's something that's really easy to do. Pumpkin pancakes, pumpkin spice. I do that one at during the fall time, which is really, really good. That all these recipes are on my website, or you can go to my YouTube channel and you can check it out. Some of them are on there. Blueberry pancakes, super easy. I tell you, you know how to do that. Chocolate chip pancakes, that is my favorite. I love, love, love chocolate chip pancakes. So I am definitely going to be making some of them today, because that's what I want to eat. And let's see, rainbow pancakes. So I had this one, I just did it because I wanted to do just something different. But you can use just any regular pancake mix that you do, whether it's homemade, whether it's one of these mixes, but use the decorating gels and put in there. And I have a tutorial on that on my website. These are really fun to do. I know I had the producer when I was at the 9 and 10 News. She told me that she made it during Pride month, or Pride event that she went to. She was in charge of breakfast, and so she made that, and she said they were a huge hit. So you can do them themed again, you know, Easter themed, you know, whatever, however you want to do it. You know, it's pretty versatile. What else? One I did not too long ago, banana egg pancake, which was just a banana and an egg. You mix it up, put it on the griddle, and it makes a really cool pancake. So I do have that one on my YouTube channel. And savory pancake, that is another one that you would never think of, but it's kind of cool. Like if you have extra vegetables you're doing, if you're making like a pancake at nighttime, maybe you want to make a savory pancake. And I just like saute vegetables up, peppers, onions, you know, the different colors and stuff, and then just do the pancake mix, sprinkle some of the cooked stuff in there and flip it over, and boom, you have a savory pancake. So super easy to make. But it's kind of fun. It gives you a little bit variation from what you normally would do. But okay, what I'm making on the stove, I'm going to just check on that really quick because I don't want it to. The other day, hi Dan, how are you? Dan is here with me. Nice to see you. Um, Dan, do you have a favorite pancake? Do you like pancakes? Oh, another thing I wanted to ask was, do you call it pancake? Do you call it hot cakes? Do you call it griddle cakes? There's, I think this is more of where you're located. You might call it something different. In Michigan here, it's always been for us pancakes. You don't, like, you wouldn't hear somebody say griddle cakes. For me, if somebody says a griddle cake, I think of like a griddle cupcake or a griddle like cake that you would make. That's what I think of when you say griddle cake, but it's, everybody's different. So it would be fun. I would really like to hear if you pipe in chocolate chip and pecans. Ooh, I have not added nuts to mine. That might be something really fun to do. I love chocolate chip. Chocolate chip's my favorite. Whenever I do pancakes, I love chocolate chips. So on the stove, let's get back to that. The other day, I had the end of my thing. I told you about boiled ham, about how to do boiled ham. And you could do boiled ham for Easter or holidays. I like to do it just all the time. And so I just wanted to touch base on that. So this is what's left of my boiled ham that I did. That I had that big one here. We have been eating on it for several days, and I finally went and chopped the rest of it up. So there's nothing left. I'm going to take and dump this outside. So it's just the bone part, but I like to take and slice it up like this. I will do thin slices and just put in a container like this, and we make sandwiches with it. And then I also have some that are chunked up like this, and we will make like scrambled eggs with ham, or we add it to an omelet. You could do different stuff like that. So I already just pre-sliced some up, so it's just grab and go. The ham that I bought was $7. And so we have gotten so many meals from just that $7 ham. We ate that night. I ended up, normally we wouldn't do it, but it was like it came to dinner time. What are we going to eat? We're not sure. And so we ended up slicing that. We made sandwiches a couple times. My husband has cut it up. But I have on the stove, I have bean soup. I have never made bean soup before, but I really, really wanted to. So this is a navy bean soup. I got a recipe offline that I was like, yeah. Normally I make with the juice from the ham, from the water from the ham. I will make split pea soup, which we love, but I make it all the time. And so I just wanted to try something different. So I am trying the navy bean soup. And that's what I have on the stove here, which it's boiled down. Let me show you. It as like that. So there's not much juice in it. So it's boiled quite a bit. I think I might need to add some more. I'm going to test these beans to see. They're pretty soft. They're not. Maybe just a little bit more. So I think I'm going to add a little bit more juice. I followed the recipe, and I added the required amount of juice in there. I'm just going to add a little bit more to it, like that, and just let it cook just a little bit longer. It was getting too dry, and I'm worried about it like drying up on me. So I just needed to add just a little bit more liquid, and we're just going to let that cook as I'm making. So boiled ham, gotta check out the recipe. It is really super good. Simple, you wouldn't think of doing it, but it makes a really good like ham for Easter, but it also makes good like sandwiches. And I did the sliders the other day. You can use it for that, and omelets and eggs, and you can add it to all kinds of stuff. And soup, you can turn it $7 ham made so many meals for this family. It was just unbelievable. But let's get started. Dan says that they call him, let me get your thing up here, Pancakes. Where he's at, you're just a little bit south from me, not too far down. He says Pancakes. And then Dan says, so do you normally do navy bean? Do you make it, do you use like canned beans, or do you use like the beans like I'm using? That's one thing I wasn't sure if, the recipe that I called for dry, which I'm used to doing that with the split pea soup. So that was just one thing I've always wanted to try it. My mom used to make this, and I was talking to my brother, and it's been almost 9 years since she passed away. So it's been that long since I have had bean soup, because she used to make it. I didn't really care for it, so I didn't really make it for my family or anything. I would just, when I would go up there and visit, I would have uh, bean soup with her. So it's been over 9 years since I've actually had any bean soup. So I've been really craving this and wanting it, and it's like sometimes you just gotta do it. So let's get started. We are doing all things pancakes right now, and I'm going to make a homemade, what does it say? Good old-fashioned pancake recipe here. We're going to get started. I'm just going to measure out everything. I just want you guys to see what it is that I'm doing. I could have did this ahead of time, but I just want you guys to know, just to see how easy it is. It's not really, I don't think it's really that hard. I don't know why I've never done it, but I just have used the mix all the time. So we are adding, what are we adding? 1.5 cups flour. And so this is a 3/4 cup. So I'm adding 2 of these in there like that. And we're going to get this out of the way here. And then I am going to add, it calls you to take the dry ingredients and sift them together. So I have my mixer thingy here that I'm going to use. Let's see, baking powder. It calls for 3.5 teaspoons. So 3 teaspoons is 1 tablespoon. So I'm just going to do 1 tablespoon. Like that. And then 1/2 of a teaspoon. That's 1/4. We're doing 1/2. Like that. On there. Get this out of the way. And then I'm just going to add just a splash of salt. I always can tell when I can like taste salt in different, like they say to add in frosting, add salt to it. And I hate that. I mean, will do it, but I have to make sure that it dissolves really good in the liquid before I put it in there. Because otherwise I taste on my taste buds pick that up just like that, and I don't like it. So I'm doing 1 tablespoon sugar here. Put that in there. And then I already have the egg and the butter measured out here. It calls for 3 tablespoons of melted butter. I have that done there. So I've got that mixed. I'm just using the whisk to mix it up. And then it says to do like a hole in the middle of it. Add your milk. So we are doing 1 1/4 cup milk. Kind of seems like a lot, but we're gonna go with it. And I'm actually we will do 1, and then I'm just gonna hold off on the milk, because you can always add, I guess you can always make more, but I'm just gonna, you can always add more in, but it's kind of hard to take it out at that point. When you're doing, if I was doing a mix, I'd be able to do that really easily, but I'm with making it like this, it's kind of going to be kind of hard. And so I'm just adding my egg. I cracked it. I like to crack it in a bowl so that I make sure that I don't have any shells. That's one thing that I have found over the years, or to make sure that it is, let's get this milk out of the way here so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. The egg, I've so many times, because I use a lot of eggs with being a baker, cakes and all that kind of stuff. So many times, like if I do it in there, it's like you'll crack one and it'll be spoiled, so you have to throw away the whole batter. And you just never know. And it can be a fresh batch that you get from the store that can have one spoiled one in it, and you just never know. And for me, it's just easier just to put it in crack it in a small dish and then pour it in. So, and I think it is a little bit thick here. So I'm just whipping it up, and it is thick. So I'm going to add that 1/4 in there because I think we will need it. Like that. Just gently stir it so that it doesn't go all over the place. Like that. There we go. Smooth it. To me, it seems maybe a little bit thick, but it might be. I'm used to taking and mixing it up and then letting it sit for just a minute. And usually when you do that, it will thicken up a touch. This recipe didn't call for me to let it rest at all. So I'm just going to roll with it. It does seem, I'm mixing it till there's no lumps in it. So I think we've got it pretty good. Like that. And when you're doing it, you don't want it to be too runny, but then you don't want it to be too thick. There's a fine line there, but then it also depends on how you like your pancake. Do you like your pancake runny? Do you like, it kind of all just depends on what you like. So we had the discussion with Kathy McBride, brought to my attention that Blackstone Products is not recommending using the cooking spray. My instructions didn't say anything, but she got a new one, and hers is saying not to use the cooking spray. I say make sure you follow the directions. So I'm going to try, I'm not going to use, normally at this point, I would use a cooking spray. I've had good luck with it. I've been able to protect my top pretty good, but I'm going to try. I got this little squirt bottle, and I just put some oil in it. And Dan says that he was gifted 2 dozen fresh eggs from his brother David. Love fresh eggs. When I was doing the 9 and 10 news, when I would go there, they had a farm with the chickens, and I would always get like a whole bunch of farm fresh eggs. Loved it. My nephew and his wife have have chickens, and they have eggs. So sometimes when I go over there, they'll give us the farm fresh eggs. Hands down, if you can get farm fresh, use them. But if you can't, then just use what you can. So I have not used this bottle before. This is something new that I just purchased just to see how it works. And so we're gonna see. I just have vegetable oil. I'm not sure. Seems like I'm not sure if I like it. We'll have to see. I might have to experiment on different squirt bottles and stuff. I thought I had some avocado oil in like a bottle that I had purchased, but I think my husband threw it out. It's not up there anymore. So I like to use just a little measuring cup to put on the griddle. So I'm going to do one regular pancake, and then I'm going to do a chocolate chip pancake because that's what I like. So I'm going to show you guys how I do my pancake. I'm just going to do 2 of them on here We're going to do one on this side. So just pour directly in the middle. You don't want to go all the way around because it'll, when you do it like this actually looks like it's pretty smooth. Looks, you know, and I just use all-purpose flour. I don't think I said that on there. So after I pour that in like that, the chocolate chips. So I have my favorite chocolate chips. You can use the mini chocolate chips. You can use flavored chocolate chips. I just have the semi-sweet ones. And I just drop just randomly. I don't do like a big cluster of them. So, and I also do this with blueberries. So if I'm using blueberries or fresh raspberries, I've used frozen blueberries. I've used fresh and frozen the fruit, which works really good. But make sure your finger is clean. If you take this and you do it just like this and flip it over, that chocolate is going to burn. The blueberries will burn. It won't be like how you want it. I like to this is my trick. So I just take my finger and let me see, get close up here for you guys. So I just take my finger and dip it in the part and then just cover. I go through as it's cooking. It's still cooking. It's not done yet. And just go and cover the chocolate chips with some batter, some of the pancake batter. And that makes a world of difference in your finished pancake. And I've done like a whole slew of these and been able to, like hurry up and quickly do it. I haven't had any problems. Pancakes, when you're doing it, see all the bubbles coming. It might be kind of hard, but see the bubbles coming to the top. That's letting you know that it's cooking through and it's probably time to flip it there. So let's give it a quick flip. I'm going to do this. This is about, you maybe can use a bigger size if you want, if you're doing a bigger pancake, but this is about the size. So I'm going to push this directly underneath as far as I can so I can lift it up, flip it over. Look at that golden brown color. That is perfect. Exactly how we want it. Go like that. Perfect. So with pancakes, you're only going to want to flip once. That is, you do not want to keep on flipping with it, and you're just going to do the one and be done with it. So I am going to make, as that is cooking, I want to see, I'm going to set this aside here. I'm going to make this buttermilk pancake and see if there's like really any difference. This one calls for, I'm going to give my stuff a little stir here. That is really, really yummy. I'm looking forward to eating some of that later. Okay, so I'm just following directions on the back. It calls for 6 to 7 pancakes, 1 cup of the mix, and 2/3 water. So this is just cold water. So I am I have my measuring spoons here. I'm just going to make sure that that's not burning, which I think we're pretty good. We're not doing too bad there. So I'm just going to do 1 cup. Like that. Okay, come on. It's like kind of stuck in there. So do level here. That's 1 cup. And then I am going to do 2/3 flour. So I'm just going to roll this back up so I don't forget. So I'm going to check my pancake really quick before so that it doesn't, yeah, not too bad. I would say maybe a little bit. I like to have a little bit more color. We might not get it I might need to turn it up just a touch. I have it set at 325. We may want to do it at 350 maybe, I'm thinking. So I'm going to do cold water. It calls for 2/3 cup cold water on this. Like that. But this, I want to say, mix it up. I want to say this says to sit maybe for like 2 minutes. I want to say. It's kind of runny at this point, which is okay. If you were using it straight away, it wouldn't be, because it would just run all over your griddle, and that's not what you want. And just whip it up. I like to scrape the side of the bowl, get the stuff off like that. Just whip it till you don't see any lumps like that. But see, this is runnier than that last batch, like there. But let me read the box. I want to say whisk and let batter sit for 2 minutes. So we're going to do that, and that makes a world of difference. You would be surprised. You might not think, but it does. It thickens up just like how it should. And yeah, let's see, I'm going to grab some plates here. And I got all kinds here. So Dan, what do you make from scratch, or do you use a mix? And if you use a mix, what kind of mix do you use? There, we got a little bit more color on there. Perfect. One way I like to test this is if you press in the middle, and like if it breaks, it's doughy, then it's not done. But if it's done, this springs back, so this is perfect. Perfectly cooked. It's not, over. Yeah, nice and golden brown. I like nice and golden brown when I'm cooking on this. And as you can see, the chocolate chips are in the batter there. It's hot though. I'm testing the top. It's done all the way through. I can tell by just how spongy it is. And if it was doughy in the middle, when you pressed on it, you would be able to, it would kind of like break, and you would be able to tell that it's doughy in the middle. That was one thing when I first started making pancakes many, many years ago. I always had trouble with that center's not being done, but I think I was cooking them too high. So you just need to do like a low temperature and just cook it slow. It might take a little bit of time, but Dan, he says he uses Bisquick. Yeah, I don't know if this is just something, we just grew up on it. And I know my kids have tried like the protein kind. There's different kinds that you can do, the gluten-free. I used to make for my dad the gluten-free, which like this is a gluten-free. If you need gluten-free, it's a very good option for you in there. I could tell the difference, but my dad couldn't, and he absolutely loved it when I would make him gluten-free stuff like this. It was you would thought the world would have ended, because he was just so many things that he couldn't eat, but it was just, all you had to do is just switch out and use the other kind. So I am going to check this. I actually think this is probably done, and I think I'm going to turn this off. I'm just going to check another bean here. Yeah. That is done. I'm just going to leave that. So maybe in the future, I might be doing a bean recipe for you, a bean soup recipe for you. I'm going to have to test it out a few more times and kind of make it my own a little bit. But so this is sat for a couple minutes. You could tell the difference. It's thicker. It's not like super, super runny, but it's not like super, super thick either. So there's that fine line in there. And I'm going to show you the difference. And maybe it might be just like taste. So like tasting it might be a little bit different. And I'm actually going to use, I'm, probably shouldn't be doing this, but I like the cooking spray. I clean it properly. If you're using the cooking spray on this porcelain, the griddle, if you're using the outside griddle, I think you can use it. I don't think there's a difference on it. But I use my magic eraser to clean it off. I've talked about that, wiping it down while it's hot and then using the magic eraser. I think it works out just fine. So I'm just using a thin layer of the cooking spray. And let's see, I have my measuring spoon here. What am I going to do? We're going to do some of the confetti pancakes. So I'll do just a plain one so we can kind of compare. There. And when you're putting it down, as you noticed, I heard a sizzle, which is really good. I do have it still at 325. I didn't change it. I think it's not too bad. I think I just need to be a little bit patient with it. And I think we should be good. But this one here, I'm going to do some sprinkles for Easter, just some fun that you can do with the kids. And this you're just going to sprinkle in. You can actually do in the batter. I know my nephews that I did the pancake recipe with. He sent me some stuff. He was making pancakes over the weekend because they're on spring break right now. It might actually, no, it was on Monday because they're on spring break, so they're home. So he was making pancakes, and he sent me a picture, and they had the confetti in it, which reminded me of, yeah, you can do that with that. But then he sent me like the picture of the pancake that he had with the syrup, and it had like this blue stuff all over it. And I'm like, what is that? Did you put blue slime all over it? And he said, no, it's a Captain Crunch syrup. And I'm like, what in the heck? I had never seen it before. Didn't know it was a thing, but I guess it's a thing. So it looks like it's blue slime across the top of the pancake. But different things, options that you can use for your pancake. I know that varies from all over, but like peanut butter some people like to pour peanut butter. I'm going to try this. This is a peanut butter silk, chocolate silk. That might be good. I'm going to try that with my peanut butter or my chocolate chip pancake. The different syrups. We have the light syrups. You have the regular, the butter rich. When we were first married, my husband used to use corn syrup. Like he would do like French toast, waffles, I think. He used to put corn syrup on it. He doesn't so much anymore, but that was quite a thing he used to do a lot. My favorite thing I like to make, I have a homemade strawberry. This is actually strawberry rhubarb jelly. And I like to put jelly on my pancakes. That is one thing that I think maybe we grew up and maybe we didn't have syrup or something if my mom made pancakes. And so we would just use the jelly. And that's one thing when I eat pancakes, usually I'll have half of one that I put with the jelly on it. So weird, I know, but it's just, I know my mom, when she used to eat pancakes, she used to douse hers in butter. Like I can remember her just like spreading the butter and it just melting all over, and then she would put the syrup on it and stuff. That's one thing I don't do, but it's just those memories that you can see. So let me try to get a close up here for you. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, see the bubbles popping up there? That's letting you know that the bottom is pretty much done. So quickly go underneath. I'm lifting it up and then I'm flipping quickly, just like that. Ooh, look at that golden brown color. That is perfect. That is a perfect pancake right there. Do the same thing with this. Flip it over. Perfect. Ooh. Yeah. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We're going to let that cook. And so another thing, like if you do the colored ones, just take and what I do is just do small bowls like this, like a serving size, depending on how many you're going to do. Just do small ones and portion out like say you want 5 different colors, portion out 5 different pancake batter bowls and then do the colors on each one of them and then cook them up like normal. It's pretty easy to do like that. But it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool just to swap things out. You can use like natural colors if like a more natural cooking. Do like natural colors with it. And let's see. These are so, so good. Know if you can see the steam, there's like steam rolling up there. It's really good. So I'm going to get a plate. Then we're going to compare. These are nice and fluffy. I think they're not too much of a difference, but it'll be interesting to taste the difference when I taste it. So I know when I make the Bisquick ones, they're denser, they're thicker, a little bit thicker, but I don't know if it's because, Dan, when you make your Bisquick ones, are they thicker, like a little bit more denser? I don't know, because when I do Bisquick, I just pour the mix into a bowl, add an egg or two depending on how I'm doing it, and add the milk until it is the consistency that I want. So maybe I don't know if I'm just throwing it off a little bit because I don't actually measure correctly the stuff. Okay, so I'm testing the top. It's springing back. It's not like breaking in from the being doughy. Ooh, look at that. Nice golden brown color. We got the steam coming off of there. Ooh, that's hot. Nice. Look at them speckles. Oh, yeah. So this is the buttermilk pancake, the light and fluffy, that all you do is the mix in the water. You add for that. And then this one is what is it? The All Recipes good old fashioned pancake mix that I made with the flour, sugar, baking powder, oil, milk, there's eggs. So let's see. I'm going to see. I can already tell that this is like a thicker, denser pancake than this. This is really light and fluffy. This is a light. It's definitely fluffy. So as far as thickness, I think they're about the same. They're not, it produced about the same size of a pancake, and they're about the same thickness. So but this is lighter and fluffier than this one. I don't think this is like really dense like a Bisquick pancake would. And Dan said yes, that Bisquick is more of a heavier, denser pancake. And that's just what I grew up on. Way back when, we didn't have all of these different options. Bisquick was like the thing that you made. And so I'm just going to break apart. I'm not going to do a whole one. So I want to just see the difference. So we have the light and fluffy. See how like nice and airy that is? I think I really, really like these. Since I've been making the buttermilk, light and fluffy buttermilk pancake mix, I really like that. So I think that's going to be my new favorite. And then there's that. So this is the homemade. And then this is, and you can see it is the lighter and fluffier there. But I'm going to just add a little bit of syrup. I want to just try the difference. So I'm just adding syrup, and maple syrup is another one. My nephew just made some maple syrup not too long ago, a couple weekends ago, I think they got together, because we had quite a bit of warm weather here in Michigan, so the trees produced earlier, and so he made maple syrup. I'm not much of a maple syrup lover, so I like to cook with it in some recipes, but Let's try. This is the homemade one. I think they're both good. I think they both have good flavor to them. One thing that I'm noticing though, as far as holding the syrup, so that's another thing. So I put syrup on here. This fluffy one soaked in the syrup, like now it's the syrup is all soaked through it. I don't know if you could see that, and sometimes I'm not necessarily too keen on that. And this one isn't really doing that so much. So there's syrup on there, there's syrup on the top, but it's not like soaking directly through it like now. I'm sure eventually it will, but you know, the difference is just the difference in the two. Just depends on what you like. Do you like light and fluffy? Do you like a little bit more firm pancake? Do you like a really dense pancake? You know, do you want to do me? It's more convenient. I don't want to be digging out the flour. I don't want, which I know it's not that much more, but when I do the Bisquick, it's just you dump, put a couple eggs, put some milk in there, boom, you have it. And I don't have the measuring cups out. The buttermilk one, I do measure, but all it is just measuring the pancake mix and then you just, the water you added to it. So super, super easy. I think these are both winners. But I'm partial to the chocolate chip pancake. So that's one of my favorites that I really, really like. And I hope you guys like this pancakes on the griddle episode. I hope you got a lot out of it. If you have any favorites, make sure to put that in the comments. I really want to hear you guys, whether you call it pancake or hot cake or griddle cakes, and tell me where you're from so that I can kind of get, you know, an idea. Does everybody call them pancakes? Is it now a thing where they're all called pancakes? I've only lived in Michigan. I lived in Florida for just a couple months or whatever, right out of high school. And so, you know, that was an experience between pop and soda. We call everything pop up here. And when I went down there, I asked for a pop and they looked at me like I'm going to punch you in the face, pop. And it's like, I didn't know that it was called soda. Naive 18 years old, right out of high school, went down there. And so just cultural, it's just a cultural difference. And you know, it's interesting to find out everybody, even though we're in the United States, there's a lot of differences in different way people make stuff, the different way they like things. And it's kind of just interesting to find out what everybody's preferences are. So I'm going to stop rambling on. Go get my cookbook off of my website, FromMichiganToTheTable.com. I have a griddle course that you can purchase that will teach you all about griddle cooking. I have all kinds of recipes on there, how to season the griddle properly, all that kind of stuff. It's all in one area. You can go in and watch the videos whenever you would like. And I have working with me if you want to do like one-on-ones, if you want to do, you know, a cooking class with a spouse or a date night kind of thing, you can purchase that from me. And what else do I have? Oh, something I wanted to talk to you guys about. This is at the end of the video here, so I probably have lost quite a few of you. But I have been streaming on the program that I'm using. I've been streaming into YouTube and then into 2 different Facebook groups. My page, which is From Michigan to the Table page, and then also Blackstone Griddle Lovers page. And I have been told that at any point, Facebook is going to be eliminating us being able to do that. So I will only be able to stream into YouTube and not into my Facebook pages. I'm not sure when that's happening. I don't know if we'll get any notice beforehand, but just so you know, if the best thing to be able to do with me is sign up for my email list. You can go on any of my recipes on my website, and if you're looking through, there's pop-ups, there's different stuff that it says to sign up to my email list. I will send out, I'm not, I don't always send out to the whole list, but I have my specialty one where you can sign up to watch me griddle cooking live. And so I would suggest you do that. And also, another thing to just give you an update on my YouTube, I've been really, really trying to get my YouTube monetized. And I am just a little over 600 hours, watch hours away from reaching that 4,000 watch hour goal. So if you can, just go on go on YouTube and just watch some of my videos. Watch, put them on autopilot. Just watch one. Usually there's a thing where you can watch a couple of them, one right after another. So please do that. If you can, I'd really appreciate it. If you have anything you want me to make, if you have any griddle recipes you want me to do, please let me know. Put that in the comments. Even if it's something that I'm not done, I like to try, just like I had never done homemade pancakes before today. This is the first time I've ever made homemade pancakes. And so I like to try different things, and, let me know what you guys want me to do. I'm here for you, and I'm here for you to ask me questions, and I'm here for you. I want to see pictures of stuff that you guys are making, and I'm going to stop rambling on. So I hope you guys have a great evening, and I hope you make lots of pancakes and you test out and find out which ones that you guys like the best. So I hope you guys have a great evening, and we will see you later. Bye.